Bulls is from 4 to 7, 6 to 1. Antarctic Prince, indeed, who ran miserably last time, is a 10 to 1 chance. Native Legend 12. Is it to be the day that Sauces Fly gets his head in front? Well, he's 14 to 1. Beat the Bank coming for some late money as well, 20s into 14s.
Yeah, the feature of the market there, John, the relative solidity of Chicago Bulls, just easing a fraction.
It's the Manny Bernstein early price service novices chase. Red headgear of Graceful Dancer showing up prominently, going towards the first. They jumped this fence 3 times, in fact. Antarctic Prince, another bold leap. Oh dear, at the back there, Native Legend, a faller. Almost interfered with Annaby, but she got away with it, the grey mare. Native Legend is galloping on riderless. Jimmy McCarthy is fine, he's up on his feet okay. So, inauspicious start to his chasing career. Antarctic Prince at the open ditch has taken over. Oh, 2 fallers there. Graceful Dancer, in fact, it was Beat the Bank that went. Beat the Bank, a faller there, and also down was Scallyways. So 3 down after 2 fences. And the survivors continue on to the next. Tricky fence. Sauces Fly just made a slight error at that plain fence. So as the runners head off down the back straight, Antarctic Prince from Indian Laburnum. Graceful Dancer is close up in 3rd place, followed by Chicago Bulls, the favourite, who's been handy from the outset and has steered out of trouble so far, fortunately for odds-on backers. And then Sauces Fly is 3 lengths away. Right with Sauces Fly, half a length down, is Mijiko. 2 lengths back to Indeed, Annaby and Standing Bloom at the back of the field. And these runners separated by only about 6 or 7 lengths. Glad to report that jockeys that came down all okay. Meanwhile, the survivors going over the next fence. Horses continuing riderless, so they'll be back to fight another day, which is good news. Antarctic Prince then, and Richard Johnson, who's chasing a treble here this afternoon, leads Indian Laburnum by a neck or so as they go towards the next plain fence. In 3rd, Graceful Dancer, followed by Chicago Bulls, who's jumped well so far. Indeed is 2 lengths away with Sauces Fly on his inside. Mijiko between horses. Annaby the grey is next. Standing Bloom. There's the open ditch now. And they all jump that fine. Indian Laburnum coming through under Noel Feely on the inside of Antarctic Prince to dispute the running. Still prominent too is Graceful Dancer in the red headgear. So they take the last fence on the far side of the course. It's number 8 of the 19. So having lost Scallyways and Beat the Bank at the 2nd fence and Native Legend at the 1st. The survivors coming down the side of the course. A long run before they get to the 4 fences in the home run. They're being led by Antarctic Prince and Indian Laburnum. Richard Johnson, Noel Feely, who both hit the target this afternoon. In 3rd place is Chicago Bulls, Robert Thornton. Yellow jacket with the green sleeves. 2 lengths back to Graceful Dancer. Sauces Fly is next. Indeed in the Pall Mall colours follows. Mijiko's just lost a couple of lengths. Standing Bloom in the orange, at the back still the grey. Annaby. Blunder there by Indian Laburnum, and Chicago Bulls unseats rider. Chicago Bulls out at fence number 9. Didn't get anywhere near high enough. Horse landed running okay. Robert Thornton had no chance, and Robert's lying on the ground. Looks as though he might have been hurt there. We'll give you a report on that in a moment or two. Sauces Fly, meanwhile, blundered at that fence as Indian Laburnum led Antarctic Prince over it. So real thud and blunder here in the novice chase this afternoon. They're going towards the open ditch, fence number 11. Indian Laburnum preceded by a loose horse who runs out, fortunately. Antarctic Prince put in a shorty, clever there. Indian Laburnum, a bad blunder. Sauces Fly is in 3rd place. And then right with these, Graceful Dancer, Mijiko Indeed keeping out of trouble. Standing Bloom and Annaby. Scanning back to see Robert Thornton still down. He's being attended now. He's up on his feet now. Good news. Meanwhile, at the next fence, Indian Laburnum and Antarctic Prince were both not foot perfect at that fence. They lead by 2.5 lengths to Sauces Fly in 3rd place. Graceful Dancer is close up in 4th, but appears to be fighting a losing battle. Mijiko is next. Indeed yet to play his cards. 2 lengths back to Standing Bloom. Annaby still struggling on as Indian Laburnum leads down towards the 13th fence down the back straight. It's a plain one. Antarctic Prince, Indian Laburnum in the air together. Oh, Annaby, a crunching fall at the back of the field when appearing to be losing touch. Nasty fall for young Chris Honor there, and over the next fence they go. It's Antarctic Prince from the ridden along Indian Laburnum. Gets a slap down the corners but responds in kind. These two together. 3 lengths away in third, Saucer's Fly, and now Indeed is being produced. Very patiently ridden by Leighton Aspel. Over they go another plane when Antarctic Prince from the blundering Indian Laburnum. And then moving up strongly now is Standing Bloom, the mare in the orange colours. They've got one more open ditch to take in the race. It's in front of them now. Antarctic Prince and Indian Laburnum over it. From Saucer's Fly is down. Saucer's Fly unseats his rider, so he's out. That leaves in third place Mijiko, Standing Bloom fourth, Indeed 5, and last of the 6 survivors is Graceful Dancer. So over the last fence down the back straight, Antarctic Prince, a terrible mistake there by Indian Laburnum. How on earth Noel Feely's kept him going, I do not know. I'm just scanning back to see whether Chris Honor is okay. He's being attended by medics. It was a thumping fall for him. Meanwhile, as they leave the back straight behind them, they got to just under half a mile to go here in the Manny Bernstein Early Prize Service Novices Chase, and Richard Johnson chasing a treble here this afternoon, which will put him one behind AP McCoy in the Champions race. Leads on Antarctic Prince then. In second place Indian Laburnum, who's battling. Orange colours Standing Bloom moving up to go to second now, in fact. Back in fourth is Mijiko. 2 more fences for them to take. And they seem to be really struggling to get home here. Real stamina testing. Well, it's probably fairly gluey ground this afternoon. Here they come down then towards the second last. Antarctic Prince keeping up to his work. Oh, it was a tired old leap from him and from Standing Bloom. Standing Bloom, though, is going the stronger now, and she takes up the running here. Antarctic Prince is getting reminders from Richard Johnson, but it's Paul Moloney and Standing Bloom. This would be a huge upset here if this one wins. Coming down towards the final fence, Standing Bloom, Antarctic Prince both jumped it to the left. Standing Bloom, though, has got 3 to 4 lengths, and a faller Mijiko absolutely legless at the final fence. Standing Bloom then by 5 lengths from Antarctic Prince with 100 yards to go, and Standing Bloom, a real result for the bookies. This one goes on to score. From Antarctic Prince in second, third home is Graceful Dancer, and an eventful race Indian Laburnum, he will take fourth.
And Bloom beating 6 to 1 chance Antarctic Prince, and third was number 12 Graceful Dancer at 66 to 1. Favourite fell approaching halfway, Chicago Bulls 8 to 13. I suppose technically it's an unseat, but either way it was a shocking mistake and no chance at all for Robert Thornton.